Hi there and welcome to the channel of A Disappointed Man with me, Jason Kennedy, the Disappointed Man. And in this video, I'm going to do the currently reading tag. It was created by Charlie Ray and I was nominated by the wonderful Aaron Facer. So thank you for that, Aaron. And there are 10 or so questions, so let's see how we go. First one, how many books do you usually read at once? I have a very disappointing answer to this, 1. And this began in graduate school, and there is some thinking behind this. Basically, the reason I read one book at a time is because when I finish it, I want the whole book, the whole story to be held in my mind as an object. And then I can move around it. I can walk through it forwards and backwards. I can see every part of its world. And that is so useful if you're going to do a long presentation about a book, and also if you're going to be able to effectively field random questions about a text. So I did a very long presentation on The Turn of the Screw. It was an hour, and afterwards I had about 20 minutes of questions, all passed off perfectly because I was unbreakable. I knew everything that was in that book. Nobody was capable of surprising me. I used the same method with my thesis as well. I read it through before my final defense. It was all there. The professors had a good try for 2 hours and they just could not find a way through. I had every angle covered. So if I read more than one book at a time, this would make this really, really difficult to do because I'm not a genius. So one book at a time. And also here for my channel, it really helps reviewing one book and then I can do the review. I'm not distracted by anything else I've been absorbing. So yeah, there's the answer. Second one I can skip because it's if you switch and I don't. Number 3, do you ever switch bookmarks? Okay, so switching bookmarks partway through a book, only if I've lost the bookmark, I suppose. Now I do have my typical bookmark here because I tab all my books. This is, what is it, Mary Barton, Elizabeth Gaskell. I use these as a bookmark, right? Makes sense. 2 for the price of 1. So they go in. The only reason to change them is I ran out of the tabs. Now, where do you keep the book you're currently reading? Always in the house, otherwise I would lose my books. I'm very prone to losing things. So they basically migrate. They come downstairs in the morning and go on the sofa, and they go upstairs at night and I read them in bed. They live on the floor when I finish reading them, and they get picked up again in the morning and we start it all over again. What time of the day do you spend the most time reading? Well, all day, actually, if I'm not working. I will get up a few hours before I have to go to work and I will read for a few hours before. And when I come home after dinner, I will continue reading. If I have a day off, it's not unusual. Question 6, how long do you typically read in one go? It's not unusual for me to read a whole novel in a day. Perhaps half a novel is more typical, but if it's a really good one or it's particularly short, I will just keep going until the end, but never the late night finish. No, never the I will stay up and will not go to bed until I finish. I used to do that when I was a lot younger, but not anymore. What I'll do is try and get within striking range before I put it down for the night, like only 50 pages left, so I can finish it easily in the morning, but I will never anymore keep reading past sort of 2 a.m. What's the next one? Do you read hardcovers with dust jacket on or off? I was really bemused by this. Why would I take the dust jackets off so I can get chocolate on the boards instead of on the outside? No, I couldn't think of any reason to do this. And also, if I separated them, they'd immediately not be able to find one another again. So I'd end up with some dust jackets with no book and some books with no dust jacket. That's not really something to aim for, is it? So I always keep them together. What's the next one? Which position do you mainly use to read? Never with my feet on the floor is the answer. Usually lying down. I have a sofa bed, I think I mentioned that, and I have a footstool, and I read there in the dining room. And if I'm upstairs, it's in bed, usually lying on one side, which has actually been really bad for my shoulder after sort of 30 years of that. So yes. never with the feet touching the ground. What's this? Do you take the book you're currently reading with you everywhere you go? Of course not. Why? It would just be a way of losing all my books. I even lost a computer once. I left it on a bench at a railway station and only realized an hour later, had to go back, fingers crossed, hoping it was still there. And it was, amazingly. I just put it back on and just resumed my trip to London. So no, the books have to stay in the house. Actually, I would like one of those machines like you have in a bookshop, so that if you accidentally took a book out, it would start beeping and I would know, oh, hold on, there must be a book somewhere on my, where is it? I just put it back inside the house, keep them all safe. How often do you update Goodreads? Maybe once a year. But if I do a review for the channel, I go over to that book on Goodreads and just write a 1-sentence review saying, oh, I did a review on the channel of A Disappointed Man. You can click on it if you want. That's about as much self-promotion as I can handle. And I don't have any idea if it's effective either. Although I do notice sometimes I'll suddenly have a review getting lots and lots of hits, as if a class of students are all furiously going through my good stuff there. That happened with Muriel Spark, The Driver's Seat. I don't know why. The last one, who am I going to tag? This is difficult, isn't it? Because I can't tag one of the big boys, because then they think you're trying to ride their coattails to become famous. So I have to choose some accounts which are a little smaller than myself. Okay, so one I really like is Quentin, and his channel is called Idjit. I don't know what this Idjit means. Reads and Rambles. So I'm going to tag him. Tabara's Den. I'm always tagging you, Tabara, but you're so sweet on your channel, so I'll tag you again. And the last one, The Poet's Artifact. He's just getting going, but I like the way he does it. You know, he's got a nice style there. So that is it for the currently reading tag. I hope you enjoyed listening to this. I'll be back with my next review and my August wrap up very shortly. But now I must depart, but not before my traditional farewell. Be safe, be strong, and until the next time, Nanu Nanu.